It's been 12 days. That's literally all I'm saying. 12 days until, Divine was finally announced and ready to go. And like ever since then, I don't know what to think about it. To be fair, it's not out right now. It's basically in beta and not many people can get access right now, but it's not out right now. And honestly, I don't know what to think about the app, whether it's good or whether it's bad. I mean, personally, I do feel like there's a lot of good things about the app. For example, I do believe that this app with the 6-second loop, I think that's actually really fun and really just fun to watch. Every time you can scroll down, every 6 seconds, you find something interesting. However, the problem is for me, I don't have a problem with 6 seconds. What I have a problem is how are people gonna get monetized? And I think this is gonna be very important, and that's why Vine fell off. I'll admit there is a lot of things right now that a lot of social medias, like literally right now, do really good with monetization and they do really good with stuff like this. But to be fair, monetize like something is like it's necessary for every social media app. So what do I think about, this entire Vine thing? And I think that there's going to be a lot of problems. And despite it being really fun to be around, I think people will quit very shortly. The problem with Vines is, unlike TikTok, where you can make 15 or 30-second clips and then you can get monetized, I think it requires you 2 or 3 minutes. But anyways, unlike all of that, I think that Divine is going to have it a little bit harder than that. Because if you guys don't know, YouTubers get paid by hourly. Okay, what does this mean? Like, it doesn't mean like 1 hour, every hour they get paid $16 or something like that. It does not mean like that. What it means is, let me explain. 1 hour could probably lead, let's say, maybe, I don't know, 1 cent. Imagine like that. Every hour that you watch a YouTuber, they get about 1 cent. Meaning, let's say if 1,000 hours were to able to hit, on YouTube, they could probably be making, couple $100 on a YouTube video. It's something like that, right? Now, I don't know the entire YouTube, pay. I know everyone is different, but I just don't know what it is. All I know is YouTubers get paid, and actually influencers get paid mostly by ads and also by the amount of hours that people watch. For example, if one video gets 4,000 hours, they can get paid by that 4,000 hours plus the ads alone. I think it's separated, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The problem with Vine or Divine, the problem is it's a 6-second loop. You would need a lot of people to watch your video in order for you to make a decent amount of money and just a decent amount of living. And I think Divine is going to be one of those apps, actually one of the very first apps where it's not going to give you money. And I think there's going to be people who have to accept that. Unlike, here's the thing. I'll admit this. If they do make a 15 or 30 second, let's say, instead of doing the old traditional 6-second clip, which I absolutely love, I would also rather them also do something like 15 or 30 seconds clips, something like that. Remember how old TikTok was? If they just somewhat do the same thing and just, let's say, remove the live streams and don't do anything like that, I think it would be perfect. And I think that's how people would get more money, because it will be just a longer retention. Well, you'll pretty much have a little bit longer retention span per video. I mean, 15 seconds per, video isn't that bad. There's people who make 2-hour videos and, I've watched the entire 2 hours. But like I said, the problem is it's literally a loop every 6 seconds, which honestly, I don't think people will get a lot of money with. I mean, if I would do my math correctly, I've been trying to do it, and I don't know how much you get per, but if I would do my math correctly, for that 6-second loop, let's say you get around 1 million views, you would probably get, I would probably assume you would probably get between, let's say, $100 or $200 for that one video within that, 6-second clip, region. I know some people, make 30-second clips or something like that, and they get I don't know, 10 million views, the same amount of views, and make $1,000 or $2,000. But we're talking about a short amount of clip, and you would need to get a whole bunch of stuff in order for you to earn money. So how can they fix it? And honestly, there is really no way to fix it. The only way I can see them fix it is really add, you know, a 6 second to, let's say, 15 or 30 seconds, where people can make longer videos so they can at least get paid a little bit more, not like 10-minute videos or something like that, just something like between 6 seconds to 15 or 30 seconds. And I think the longer the video will be, the better, especially in these types of, you know, formats and these types of stuff, because the thing is, people get paid not only by the views, but they get paid by the hour. So keep this in mind when you ever want to start a, you know, YouTube channel or whatever. You have to understand you also get paid by the hours, and you want to get a ton of hours per video so you can at least stack up your money. That's really how it works. And honestly, like I said, I don't know so much about, you know, Divine and how it's going to get paid, but that's pretty much one of my solutions. The second solution is sending gifts. And unlike gifts like, I don't know, you know, like sending it with your own pocket, why can I not speak? But unlike like sending another stutter, absolutely hilarious. While I'm keeping this, by the way. It's not like sending gifts, okay? That's really what I tried to say. It's not like sending gifts by, let's say, I don't know. It's not like live streaming, okay? And I'm not talking about like, oh my God, you want me to donate, what, $5 to that person? No, what I'm saying is there could be a way where, let's say, you get, I don't know, you get 10,000 gifts, right? And how you get that is by someone pressing a gift button, and they get a gift. And between that gift, you know, you can earn the amount of money. So let's say someone, I don't know if that makes sense, but like, let's say someone earns one gift, right? By the way, you press the gift without, you know, spending money. And then from that person gets that one gift, then they could probably earn 1 cent or something like that. Like, every gift that you send is 1 cent, and you can only send one gift per account. Does that make sense? I don't know, but like, that's how I would imagine, but even then I feel like that's a bad idea. Another way I think that people's gonna get more money is by reposting. I think reposting will be really good for stuff like this. I don't really know entirely. Live streams, I would stay away from something like that, simply because I don't think live streaming should exist in a platform like this. I think people should go around 15, 30 seconds or whatever and just move on and just live their lives, if that makes sense. Forget about the gift idea. I think the biggest thing I would encourage, you know, like if the guy who's creating Divine is watching this, the biggest thing I could give you, and I don't think you will, but the biggest thing I can give you is make it longer. Instead of making it 15 seconds, or instead of making it 6 seconds, make it 15 or 30 seconds or something like that. Make it long enough where people can get monetized and earn money, because at the end of the day, people want to entertain. But when people can't make money, we cannot entertain. And that's simply how life goes. And that's how the economy goes. And that's why it's so important for you to find a way for you to make money in a social media app. And here's the thing, I don't know entirely 100% about Vine, and I just don't know anything. So while spending 8 minutes talking about this, I also want to talk about something real quick. Now, I just want to say, I feel like the entire Vine culture is actually going to be with millenniums, Gen M, okay? Gen M and Gen Z. You know what I'm talking about. Logan Paul's generation, and also, you know, our generation, Gen Z. And I don't think Gen Alpha will be in Vine. So let me explain why. I think Vine is going to be more nostalgia. More people, the older the generation who experienced Vine, I think it's going to start with that. And I think that's why Vine may fail a little bit in the beginning, because more people in our generation will go on there because it's just filled with nostalgia. It's kind of like Fortnite, right? And I think that's why maybe Vine might fail a little bit. And I think that's why Vine is going to have to do something different, completely different, in order to attract newer generations, instead of, you know, doing something like that. I'll be honest, I think the no AI rule isn't enough. I really don't think so. I think there also has to be a different new system, a different new thing. I will say that the biggest thing that really intrigued me is them saying that there is no like analytics or whatsoever. But even then, I'm just waiting for them to release. I'll sign up, I'll see what's going on, but right now, like, I'm just waiting, and just simply to see if they're really gonna like make it. You have to understand when a social media app is being funded, it doesn't necessarily mean it might come out. Actually, there's a lot of cases, like in Brawl Stars, right? In Supercell, there's a lot of cases where when they make video games, people sign up and then they end up not releasing it. And this could be the case, okay? That's why I'm not really gonna sign up for now, and I'm just gonna wait to see what happens. And once it releases, then I'll sign up and just see how it goes. But so far, I don't think, the whole, analytics, whatever, no AI, like, I don't think that's going to be enough. And I think he's going to have to do a little bit more and a little bit, more. And also with the monetization, I don't really think people's going to earn a lot of money. And because of that, I don't think that people's going to post a lot. And you have to understand, Vine is such an amazing part of social media history, and I think it coming back, I think that would be amazing. But the problem is if you want to make Vines come back, you have to do something completely different, because TikTok already took Vine's place. And keep in mind, you're going to war with TikTok. Quite literally, there's going to be a moment, and I can guarantee you, okay? I can guarantee you this is going to happen. There's going to be a moment where it will be Vines versus TikTok. And there's going to be two people. Vines will be the older generation, and TikTok will be Gen Alpha, Gen whatever. And that's why I think it's just going to be a war between which one wins. And honestly, within the next 10 years or 20 years, right? With the next 200, 300 years from now, imagine these social media exists. Obviously, I believe YouTube will exist in the next 200, 300 years. But imagine these social medias exists then, okay? I literally don't think that Vine is capable to last 10 or 20 years. Simply because they do need to change something. And when I'm looking at it, it really does feel like it's a TikTok. That's pretty much it. It's a TikTok. But I will say this, and I will say this very importantly. I think Vines has something that no social media will have. Vines will have zero politics. And I think that's what's going to make it successful. I think my words of choice when I say not even Gen Alpha will be there, I think at some moment they might be there, because Vines is going to have no politics, no religion, no nothing. It's literally going to be about you having fun. And I think that's what the CEO is trying to do, and I absolutely like that. I mean, overall, I don't know the success of Vine, and I don't know what it's going to be like. I'm just an idiot rambling on the internet, but I do have to say that there is supposed to be something completely different in Vines. And because of that, that's pretty much all I gotta say, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace out. With that being said, let me know what you guys think. Take away all your biased opinion between Vines or TikTok, and let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Vines may be successful, or do you guys think Vines is whatever, right? Vines is going to be like TikTok and might die. It's going to be like Blue Sky. Personally, I don't see it like Blue Sky. I do see it has some sort of potential. However, that potential is limited, because I feel like it's not really attracting the newer generations. It's going to be attracting the older generations, and I already see people like that. I already see people post, not even Gen Alpha, right? I already see not even 16-year-olds or 17-year-olds. I already see 23, 24-year-olds, 26-year-olds, posting on the app instead of newer generations. With all that said, I think in order for you to have Vines, in order for you to be successful inside something like that, I think you do have to somehow attract the older generation. And I think that's why Vines is going to fail. If you don't, not the older generation, the newer generations. And if you don't do that, then you're going to fail. And I think the biggest problem with stuff like Blue Sky, I think the same CEO, the reason why Blue Sky is failing, if not failed completely, despite it, having more activities, the reason why it's failing, it's because it's like X, right? And you can't make two clones and think that it's going to be successful. If you make these two clones, they're eventually going to fight one another in an arena, showing which one will be more successful. So you have to understand that these two clones are together, and one day they're going to have an all-out between which one is better. Personally, I think that Vine has a lot of work, and I think it can separate it from the crowd. However, because of the format and because of the things, I think TikTok can easily do what Vine is doing. I mean, get rid of the 10-minute videos, get rid of all that on TikTok, boom. You got a Vine on TikTok. That's it. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And easy done, right? You can make money on TikTok, you can do whatever. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later because I tried to talk for 10 minutes. Turned out 15. I'll talk to you later. Peace out. Bye.